And this game is going to be the Conspicuous Disunion versus the World of Cheese. Chime versus James like snacks. Necro versus Elvin Union. We're going to get started right now. Game should be underway already. Significant TD differential in this game. World of Cheese picked up a keg and 2 coaches. And what else may they have mustered here? They picked up a Willow Rosebark. So they picked up the Dryad player here. Strength 4, sidestep, dauntless. World of Cheese on offense. They're the pro elf team. They're like a passing elf team. So they have these throwers. They have strength 3 catchers with nerves of steel as well. Few seconds left on the clock here for the World of Cheese. The ball is on their own 14-yard line. So being an Elven team, they're pretty fast. They're pretty agile as well. Edge 2+ across the board, of course, with the exception of Willow, who has an edge of 3+. She's not an elf. Up against this Necro team. So the Necro team has some speed as well. They don't quite have the agility that elves do. But these 2 werewolves have an MA of 8, and of course the ghoul runners have an MA of 7. 4 on the roster for this Necro team. So these werewolves treat everybody's AV as if it's an 8+. Not really a factor in this match tonight. I don't know what Willow's at. She's at a 9+. So could treat Willow's AV as if it's an 8+, but everybody else is already an 8+. But Frenzy with block is a great combination on these wolves. Plus the MA8, they can get to where they want to be very, very fast. The downside really... The downside really is that these 4 players are really the only players that can actually carry the ball. Everyone else except for the Wraiths can technically carry the ball, but they're all very slow with an MA of 4. Two-die blitz by the Wolf on the left side. Good removal. And now marking the thrower, the rookie thrower marked by the Black Knight, Mr. Wickles, the Blodger Werewolf. Great removal here. You're going to see a lot of this against Elven teams. Elven teams are pretty brittle, save for the Dark Elves. As an Elven coach, you have to be accustomed playing down players. Signor Sloop, welcome to the stream. Signor Sloop says, should have called into work with that head injury. Eagle TSI, welcome to the stream. Eagle TSI says, I rolled so many double skulls. Yes, you did. 4 rerolls for the World of Cheese. Currently marked by that wolf in the hands of the thrower. The thrower does not have dodge, but can hand off to someone. Right now, handing off to number 6 would be a 3+ handoff. Would be a 4+ handoff. Eagle 2 says, I have to find out how to pray to Nuffle better. Don't we all? Don't we all? Conspicuous Disunion and World of Cheese have been eliminated from the competition. This will be their final game of the competition. Minimum score to make the cut is the minimum league points, 14 league points, but that will absolutely change as Division C games get played. So really, we're probably looking at 16 points in order to make the cut. Two-die blitz against Count Ivalo von Meanskrieg. This is the Blodger Ghoul Runner. Pushes him aside. Boot Polish says 16 touchdowns, one game, I'll try. 16 league points. Oh, thank you, Spire. You're right. It's a 2+ handoff due to nerves of steel. He doesn't care if he's marked or not. SP Beaver says, but if everyone in Division C loses, then I have a chance, right? No, because some teams in contention are playing each other. I mean, maybe I don't remember the calculations off the top of my head, but I don't think so. If they both lose, you know what? Touche. Whoa! The skating wolf or the skating elf. Oh, these replays are killing me, man. Eagle TSI says, I had a very fun season. Looking forward to the next one. Oh, I'm glad you did. Looking forward to having you for the Dungeon Bowl as well. Blood Bowl's just such a fun game. Conspicuous Disunion marking the cage here. Chime, last season's runner-up, losing to Nick Satan in the Blood Bowl finals. Two-die Frenzy Blitz on the back left corner of the cage. This will be a knockdown. Now the catcher remains marked, or the thrower remains marked. I'm going to go here and turn 2. Conspicuous Disunion in the pink. World of Cheese in the yellow. One die block against Sophiel, the journeyman. Gets a push out of this. Ho ho ho! Goodbye, star player. Goodbye, Willow. I hope you had fun today, because your day is over. Got rid of the Dryad. Very well done. Two-die block on the star player wearing number 12. Not anymore, she's not. In the game of Blood Bowl, you have your team has a certain value in gold pieces. That is your team value. And the equalizing mechanic in this game is if your team is worth, say, more than your opponent's team, your opponent gets an amount of gold called petty cash to make up the difference. And they can spend that money on what are called inducements. So these are hiring star players, hiring mercenaries, paying for a wizard to hide in the stands, hiring extra coaches, things of this nature. And it can hurt, man, when you have the lower TV value and you sink a lot of money into a star player and then that star player gets removed from the pitch. That's a lot of money that you just lost, right? Granted, it doesn't come from your treasury, but that's a TD diff that swings back in your opponent's favor. Craigie, welcome to the stream. SP Beaver says, or Nuffle makes you roll a die and steals 30k in gold. Yeah, or worse, if you have more money in your treasury, you can lose half of it, or you could lose most of it if you're up in the 400k plus range. Turn 3 for Conspicuous Disunion. World of Cheese has the ball on their own 10-yard line. They've retreated over into the left wide zone. They're just off the left sideline. So this is a passing team. I'm surprised that these catchers are staying bunched up by the thrower like this. These catchers have a lot of speed. They're strength 3, unlike many catchers in the game. And having them spread out like this, right? You know, let's say you have one here, maybe one here, gives you lots of options for movement, right? You can move the ball up here and hand off. Whoops. Hand off. Or maybe you go here for a quick pass, to a run, to a handoff to somebody. By keeping them bunched up, you lose a lot of those mobility options. Two-die frenzy blitz by the Black Knight. Deciding whether to get the push and the knockdown or risk the wrestle down. It's going to go with the push knockdown naturally. Conspicuous Disunion keeping up this pressure here. You have to be careful when you commit to a sideline or to a wide zone in this game. And that's just because of movement options, right? Like many other games, war games are like this, fighting games are like this. When you lose movement options, your opponent can capitalize on that. So if I have the ball here, right, I can move this way, I can move this way, I can move this way, right? If I have the ball here, I can move this way, I can move this way, right? But I've lost these options, and now the defense doesn't have to cover this. They only have to cover this. Eagle TSI says, can you turn on blue and red? My colorblind eyes are having issues telling teams apart. Not a problem. There you go. World of Cheese now in the red. Conspicuous Disunion in the blue. Festoon with the Telestrator of Doom. We got a death almost last game. We got a death for 4 seconds last game. Let's see if we can make it last longer this game. Eagle TSI rooting for this Elven offense. Cheddar, the rookie thrower, with the ball. Currently unmarked by the defense, but Asiago, the catcher, and Blue, the blitzer, are marked. Blue marked twice over. James likes snacks. taunting their opponent here in the picture-in-picture. Two-die block, double skulls against Cuthbert Crawls. Spins the reroll, got the POW here. Looking for a 9+. I ordered a large pizza on Saturday. And I have one slice left in the refrigerator. Who leaves one slice? Like, I feel like I am a jerk. Two-die blitz gets a POW here against the Black Knight. Repositions the ball carrier on the 2-yard line. Although maybe that's a good thing. It's all I've That's all I've lived on all weekend. Was that stupid pizza. I mean, it's delicious. It was good. Good 2+ dodge over the right side here. Turn 4 for Conspicuous Disunion. War Master. 1969. Welcome to the stream. War Master says, in our house, any food in the fridge is fair game. We call it Hunger Games. Double push against the journeyman, Sofiel, in center field here. Monterey Jack eating a block. 9+ breaks armor. No armor break on the block. These flesh columns have a strength of 4. They also have stand firm, which means if they get pushed back on the block, they do not have to be pushed. They can stay right where they are. Great control pieces. Not just great at holding on the fort, they're also great at locking down your opponent. For your opponent, it's difficult to open up a lane through them. High strength and stand firm. 2-die block with a reroll ends up being a push against Cheddar. Tried to knock down the thrower and break open this ball here, but couldn't quite get to it. And now really locking down the thrower with the 2 ghoul runners on either side of the thrower right now. That thrower would like nerves of steel right about now. But Conspicuous Disunion naturally has to be cautious of the 2 catchers ahead of the ball carrier. Turn 5 for the World of Cheese. I think we might see a handoff here. 2+ handoff to Asiago. A blitz against the Witch Doctor. Hey, the Ranger says, Ava, who's your preferred fighter in Soul Calibur 2? Taki. Oh, it's a 1-die against the Witch Doctor. Rolls into a skull. Double skulls. That's going to be a turnover. Turn 5 for Conspicuous Disunion. They've got a big opportunity now. One die block with the reroll into double skulls. Two die against Gruyere. Gets the knockdown. 8+ breaks armor on these elves. Elves, very brittle. They tend to be very expensive as well. Early on in a season for an elf team, you can find yourself in a death spiral where you've just lost a bunch of players and you don't have the money to replace them. Eagle TSI. Thank you very much. Hank the Ranger says, I'm playing it on my Switch 2 and I'm terrible at it. With the GameCube emulator. I love Soul Calibur, man. Well, loved Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur 6, I didn't like so much. Good recovery here by Conspicuous Disunion on defense. Felix Evil Eye will pick up this ball and try to pick up 3 more SPP as they move to the 14-yard line over in the right wide zone. 2-die block against Sofiel the Journeyman. Gets a pal. Looking for SPP. Boy, I was sick or allergic to something this weekend. Like, I was sneezing and blowing my nose like crazy. My allergies get worse and worse every year. I try not to take the nasal spray that I get with my allergies, but man, I had to do it this weekend. Oh, it's not like the addictive nasal spray. It takes a few days to kick in. I just, if I don't need it, I don't want to take it. But I definitely needed it, man. Good old mayonnaise sandwich. You know what? I would eat a mayonnaise sandwich. Provided it was on toast. I'd eat a mayonnaise sandwich. You wouldn't have to twist my arm. One die blitz. It's a both standing result. The final reroll gets spent into a push. The ball carrier will remain on their feet. Yeah, right? Exactly right, Eagle TSI. Like, you say mayo, a mayo sandwich, and people go, ew, gross. But really, look, you just failed the rush. You fail it 900% of the time, man. But then you just add, like, lettuce or tomato or bacon, and suddenly it's fine. Two-die block against blue. The number 3 blitzer got the pal here. Needed the pal. 9+ breaks armor. Cause good creeps on the block. Breaks armor. That's why raw oyster and chocolate milk was on the menu. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go here. Turn 6 for Conspicuous Disunion. They've got the ball on defense. There they go. They're going to park it right outside the end zone here. Eagle TSI says all it really is some oil, egg yolk. Egg yolk? I guess that's fine. Vinegar and maybe some lemon juice. We used to make it on the farm when I was growing up. Yeah, I was just talking about it with a friend of mine. How easy it is to make mayonnaise. Hunger Games! Block. Gets number 6, gets the pal here. No armor break. One die block against Asiago. Got the pal here. Again, 8+ just breaks armor. Or just 8+ breaks armor. SP Beaver says, I come back to I would eat a mayo sandwich. I'm disappointed the app won't let me ban the streamer. Turn 7 for the world of cheese. They just really don't have anybody that can stop this ball carrier right here. So I think they're going to be looking for some SPP before setting up on defense in the second half. 2-die block against Cuthbert Crawls. They get the POW out of this. Can they get the armor break? They got the armor break. Man, that would break anybody's armor. Got a stun. No real effect out of that armor break. A push against the Witch Doctor. That's the kicker. This would be a great removal. Unfortunately, wasn't able to break armor. Two-die block against Zombie Zeke Jr. This will be a knockdown. Eagle TSI says, for anyone who doesn't know, if you eat grilled cheese, you're most likely eating mayo without even knowing it. Why? How? What? How? Not that I'd be complaining, but... Yes, please explain. Failed dodge over the right wide. That's a stun, boy. That's an unfortunate stun. That means Conspicuous Disunion is going to stall this out for one more turn, I think. Yeah, they're going to mark out Blue the Blitzer. Sector Sloop says, Mayo Goblins. SP Beaver says, I think you're making the wrong thing. Put mayo on the outside of the bread to keep it from burning. What? What? I've never heard of that. Interesting. Very solid protection here on the ball carrier, turn 7. I don't think World of Cheese is going to risk going after this ball carrier. I use butter as well, yeah. Or oil. I'll use butter or I'll use like olive oil. Two-die blitz by Big Bob Oakley. Spends a reroll. Gets a push into a frenzy follow-up. One die frenzy follow-up. Got the POW here on the Journeyman. But no armor blink. Dodges away the cool runner. Just to keep Count Ivalo von Meanscreed safe. And now turn 8 for the World of Cheese. No rerolls left. There's no way they're going to risk going after this ball with blue. I mean, it would have to be, it's 3, so 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, no. Mayo on grilled cheese. It's like peanut butter in a hamburger. I kind of agree with you. Sector Sloop said, I had an Elvis dog a few months ago with peanut butter. It was super disgusting. Alright, I don't know what an Elvis dog is. I assume it's a hot dog. And if it has peanut butter, that sounds revolting. That sounds revolting. There's not a whole lot of things I like peanut butter in. I like peanut butter, but I'll eat peanut butter like by itself in a sandwich and on celery. That's about it. Turn 8 for Conspicuous Disunion. They have one reroll left. Will they risk some blocks before pushing this ball into the end zone? I don't know. If you're talking about a hot dog with peanut butter, I can absolutely not order it if it's on the menu. Two-die blitz against Monterey Jack. Got the POW here. So indeed, looking for... why was that a 9+? Looking for some SVP. Doesn't get anything, but they're going to score here at the end of the half. Conspicuous Disunion takes the lead, 1-0. They're going to be on offense to start the second half as well. They're in good shape to win this one so far, but there's still 8 turns left in the ball game, and anything can happen. World of Cheese to set up their defense. They're going to be down a player. It's going to be 11v10 on the pitch. Looks to be setting up with an anchor defense. Got to put 3 on the line. 2 journeymen on the roster. They go on the line naturally. They're going to be down a linebacker. They're on the line for the offense. So giving up the wide zones here against this Necro team, that's fine. The Elven team has plenty of speed and agility to catch any breakaway runs. War Master says, I love having recipe conversations in Blood Bowl games. You know what? Me too. Eagle TSI says, some people use peanut oil because it burns at a much higher temperature, but peanut oil is like $5 more than mayo. Yeah, so the rule of thumb I remember, very deep kick here on the high kick. Is Conspicuous Disunion going to try to place somebody under the ball here? Are they just going to... They are. And it's not going to be a touchback. So Count Evala von Meanskrieg back in the end zone. The ball in the end zone. Turn 9 underway. Two-die block on the right defensive end. Gets a push here. So one trick that I remember with oil and their smoke points is that the smaller the thing, like the harder it is to get oil out of something, the higher the smoke point tends to be. Like sesame oil has a really high smoke point. Olive oil, much lower. JD Whitey with the raid. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream, Raiders. Thank you, JD Whitey. I appreciate it. Good to see you. How's it going? Hey, hey. Thanks again for the raid. I appreciate it. Hope your evening's going well. Two-die blitz over on the right side here by the Black Knight. Gets a push against Monterey Jack. This is going to be a frenzy follow-up into a uphill. Oh, it's a sidestepper. It's an uphill block. Thankfully remains on their... Mr. Wickles remains on his feet with the both standing result. Going well. Just played S. Brewer in the KBBL. That's cool. How'd that go? Good pickup here by the number 14 Ghoul Runner. Advances this ball to the 14-yard line with some protection on either side in the front here. The Werewolf and the Ghoul Runner. These are 3 of the 4 ball carriers. Two-die block against that werewolf. This is the other problem with these werewolves that we talked about in other pre-games here. These werewolves, you go in on those blitzes, especially against higher armor opponents. You really want to get those removals, treat everybody's AV as if it's an 8+, but then you follow up with Frenzy, and you're either dodging away on a 3+, or you're opening yourself up for a retaliation block, and then you may suddenly find yourself without one of your very important werewolves. VIW. SB Beaver says, I feel I need to apologize to our Raiders for the disgusting conversation they walked into. Mayo on grilled cheese. Look, in Eagle TSI's defense, I mean, mayo is largely oil and fat, right? Like if you want something on the outside of your bread, you want fat, right? So, I don't know. I can see it. Good removal on the left side here, and now Blue advancing onto this cage. Here come the Pro Elves. Turn 10 for Conspicuous Disunion. Please contribute any disgusting recipes. Speaking of mayo, when I was a kid, like little kid, maybe, I mean, not that little, maybe like 5 or 6, I would eat scrambled eggs with mayo. And I will stand by that. I think it's great. Well, at least I did when I was a kid. I haven't had it since. Look, man, it's one of the mother sauces, all right? It's hard to go wrong. It's just egg salad. That's right. That's right. It's just egg salad. GG Larry, welcome to the stream. Ball caged up on Conspicuous Disunion's own 2-yard line. They're in the lead 1-0 right now. They have a full complement of 3 re-rolls. SP Beaver says, I think the French would disagree. I think the French would agree. Like, sure, I guess technically it's a holidays, but I mean, it's not a it's not a leap from hollandaise to mayonnaise. Failed 3+ dodge by the werewolf. No! Oh, no! Tried to dodge the werewolf away. Failed the dodge and murked himself. Oh, no. Lady LaFay, welcome to the stream. All right, one of these ball carriers removed from the pitch. Now just the 2 ghoul runners and the werewolf remaining for the Necro team. I bet the mayo, or the werewolf slipped on some mayo. A knockdown here. Provolone against Deacon Creeper Carlswell. Flesh Golem's going to get knocked to the ground, but stands firm. May ouch. Did I block against the rookie? The caveman gets a push. So the World of Cheese is behind here by a touchdown. They want to be looking at trying to get some dice on the ball here, and they need to do it in a way that doesn't completely pull themselves out of position. They do have, I don't want to say a speed advantage per se. The werewolf has an MA of 8. The ghouls have an MA of 7. They can keep pace with these players. The real advantage they have is that the Necro team really can only have this ball effectively in the hands of these ghoul runners or the one remaining werewolf. So really they want to play around that, try to crack open this cage, get this ball back, and then score ASAP so they can try to win this game here in week 9. It's the final week of regulation here in the Spike Magazine Trophy. After this week, that is, we have to cut the top 8. The top 2 teams from each division will advance to the quarterfinals, as well as the 2 best placing teams besides. Lady LaFay, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you very kindly. Turn 11 now for Conspicuous Disunion. So with all these marks here, Conspicuous Disunion can continue to take blocks, right? Take some blocks, go for the blitz, open up a lane, shoot the ball downfield here. They're up against elves, right? Elves, unless you're dark elves, your AV is generally 8+. That's not a lot. That's pretty brittle. Minute 4 to go here for Conspicuous Disunion. Ball carrier currently a blodger. That means only the PAL is going to knock down this ghoul runner unless you have a skill that can negate something like tackle negates dodge, but there's no tackle on the opposing team. See, I block against blue. Gets a dodge push out of this. Blue sidesteps right besides the ball carrier says, look, man, listen. I know you're a little touchy-feely. I know you didn't want me to go anywhere, so listen, I just want to tell you a little bit more about my band. Let me tell you about the band I'm in. It's really cool. 10-11 for the world cheese. So having all these sidesteppers around the ball can be a real nuisance when you're trying to break free this ball carrier. I mean, look at all the negative modifiers right now for the ball carrier. When you dodge in this game, it can be a little difficult to understand. If you are in someone's tackle zone, I'm looking for a particular window. Where did it go? There we go. When let's say this let's talk about this person here, right? You exert tackle zones in the 8 spaces adjacent to you, right? Diagonals count. So War Master says you are the Bob Ross with the Television of Doom. So you exert tackle zones. If you start your turn, right, in a tackle zone and you want to move, that triggers the dodge. If you dodge into a space without tackle zones, then it's just a straight edge roll. If your agility is, say, 2+, then it's a 2+. But if you want to dodge, say, into a space like here in a tackle zone, then it's a -1 for every tackle zone you're dodging into. In this case, we would say in our example that's a -1, but if there was another opponent here, right, there's 2 tackle zones in this space right here, that would be a -2. So if you start in a tackle zone, that is what decides whether you're dodging or not. And then how many tackle zones you're dodging into is how many -1s are applied to your die roll. Good armor break this time on the ball carrier. Pops the ball loose, and the ball's going to rest on the ground on Conspicuous Disunion's 4-yard line. And now scrum starts to form around the ball. Happy zones. 2-die blitz. Got the pow against Zombie Zeke Jr. Monterey Jack follows up. Is Monterey Jack going to rush onto the ball? It does indeed. Good recovery by the world of cheese. Rushes away as well. When you move in this game, so it's that MA value over here, that's your movement allowance. You get to move that many spaces. You can also move up to 2 extra spaces. That's called rushing. Each extra space you want to move, you roll a d6. So long as you don't roll a 1, you succeed. And so if you do the math on that, a 1 in 6 failure, a 1 in 6 failure rate, if you think back to elementary school arithmetic, a 1 in 6 failure rate, that's a 900% chance of failure. You will fail a rush 900% of the time. So keep that in mind, new players. Spends a reroll here to try to get the knockdown, gets us both standing out of it. World Cheese down to 1, reroll. Bitwise Bard says, also called free movement. Here's the blitz on the ball carrier. 2-die blitz into a push. Spends the reroll. Got the pow here. 8 + 2 to claws will break armor. Eagle TSI says 17% of the time you failed 900% of the time. SP Beaver lowered the rush failure rate from a 900% to a paltry, a measly, a cheating 99%. Waiting for the ball carrier to sidestep. Breaks the armor. Well done. Great removal as well. Ball's going to end up on the 6-yard line. Got rid of that blitzer. That's a block player with sidestep removed from the pitch. This is not the replay. You know what? I'll see a wolf die again. That's fine. Turn 12 for the World of Cheese. Final turn of the third quarter. Not a very tight scrum here, but boy, just players beating up on each other. Conspicuous Disunion in the lead. They've got a wolf on the ball right now. It's the replay we wanted. Minute 14 on the clock here for the World of Cheese. One re-roll remaining for the game. None for Conspicuous Disunion. Couple of dodges, no problem for the Pro Elves. Remember, these catchers are a strength of 3. So here's the blitz on the wolf. One dive. Oh, the final team re-roll is spent, and that is not gonna cut it. The wolf says, "Get off of me." Fourth quarter begins. Turn 13 for Conspicuous Disunion. Ball's currently hanging out on Conspicuous Disunion's own 8-yard line. Two runners are across the line of scrimmage. Two-die block against the level 2 lineman Gruyere. Gets a POW out of this. Repositions the flesh golem. Take a mark against not just Havarti, but Illikiam, the number 7 journeyman. Werewolf blitz. Gets a push into a frenzy follow-up here. Another dodge push. So now he was blitzing with the wolf because he wanted to reposition the wolf. But now the wolf's going to remain marked as a 3+ dodge away with a free reroll. It's going to have to spend that reroll here. Well done. Got that wolf back on the ball. Two-die block back at the line of scrimmage. This will work out through the block skill. Gets a stun out of it. And now a two-die against Provolone. This is the injured lineman way back behind the line of scrimmage. Another armor break and another stun. Conspicuous Disunion still fighting for this ball, but as is the World of Cheese. They've got 4 players around the ball, currently marked. Interleave players by both teams here. They're going to have to keep fighting. And Conspicuous Disunion, I think, is okay with this. Of course, they want to win. They want to pick up SPP, increase their dedicated fans, and continue building their team for the Dungeon Bowl. But really, I think at this point, I don't know, man. At what point do you say, you know what? I'm ready for next season. You know what I mean? Like, at what point do you stop taking risks so that you put yourself in a better, or not next season, next competition? So you put yourself in a better position for the next competition. I gotta fix the text on that Pips Pippy sound alert. I hate it. I don't know why it didn't save. Boot Polish says, when Big Bob Oakley died the first time, that's when I stopped taking risks. Here's the blitz by the Black Knight on the dodge. 3+ dodge. Or by blue, excuse me, against the werewolf. Gets the knockdown thanks to tackle. 50-50 pickup. Doesn't work out. Ball fumbles out of everyone's hands. Flesh Golem had an opportunity here, a time to shine, but couldn't hold on to the ball. The ball's going to bounce up to the 4-yard line. Turn 14 for Conspicuous Disunion. I think, tactically, I think they're okay with things right now. They're in the lead. They just need to keep players around the ball. Seconds left in turn 14 for Conspicuous Disunion. No rerolls left for either team. Conspicuous Disunion. Objective number 1 is just keep this ball marked, keep the scrum going on. Objective number 2 would be to recover it. But barring that, so long as they can just make it hard for these elves to get at the ball, then they'll be in good shape to win this one. 2-die blitz against Gruyere by Felix Evil Eye. Conspicuous Disunion sending a scoring threat down pitch. The number 13 Ghoul Runner on the blitz will advance to the opposing 10-yard line just off the left sideline. Here we go. Both Ghoul Runners in the left wide zone now. Repositions Deke and Creeper Carswell to try to stay in this drive here. And now the Elves have their work cut out for them. They're up against these fast players, these MA7 players. They don't really have the speed to go after them. Plus, these knockdown players have to spend 3 MA to stand up. That's half their movement. So it's going to be a difficult attempt at trying to stop this score. If Conspicuous Disunion gets on the board, that will all but be the ball game. War Master says, I bet it's hard playing in a league and losing a player. I mean, it happens. I mean, it's part and parcel of the game. I have... This season, I know I had one person killed, and I have fired probably 5 or 6 people. Marks the ball carrier here with the thrower. Eagle TSI says, you guys remember... Failed the dodge. That'll be a turnover. Turn 15 now for Conspicuous Disunion. Abo stabs us. Welcome to the stream. Abo stabs us says you had one person killed? No. One of my players died. Sorry. Eagle TSI says, you guys remember Blood Bowl 2 in the names? We had a player in our league as Brett's. He was called Big Time. He made it to level 6-star player and was just a lineman. Yeah, that's cool. Gonna try to set up for the surf. Why do you need the surf when you just get 2 Kaz? Because you're just that good. 2 SPP, or 1 Kaz, 2 SPP on Felix Evil Eye. And now the ball carrier is gonna move down to the 22-yard line. Not a whole lot these elves can do at this point. Really, the only one that can get at the ball carrier is Provolone. And Provolone is going to be pushed to space. I think that's... well, it's still good. Oppo Stabs us says, just having fun that the miniatures on the pitch are players and the human beings controlling the game are coaches. Yeah. Otherwise, it's super confusing what you're talking about, you know? .30 seconds left on the clock here in turn 15 for Conspicuous Disunion. They are threatening to score a second time here and pick up another touchdown. That's 3 SPP that will be going to that Ghoul Runner. SPP stands for Star Player Points. Those are the experience points in the game of Blood Bowl. You gain it for various things. 3 SPP for a touchdown. 2 for inflicting a casualty. 1 for for successfully completing the pass, among other things. 4 for an MVP. Once you reach a certain number of SPP, you can level up your players just like an RPG. You can even risk a random skill when you level up for half price. So lots and lots of choices, lots of agency in this game. Just makes it a lot of fun. 2-die uphill here on turn 15. That's gonna work. Captain Cutler knocked down 10 plus breaks armor, but doesn't get it. And now a 2-die against Cuthbert Crawls. Gets a power out of this. I think that's the first foul appearance failure we've seen all game. Turn 16 for Conspicuous Disunion with no rerolls remaining. I have to imagine they're going to score. Might roll some dice. All right. They've won this ball game. They're going to go for more than just 3 SPP. Here's a POW against Asiago. Oh, man. Didn't get anything out of it. 2-die against the Journeyman's a push. Cosgood creeps on the block. There's the score. 2-0 the score. 1 turn left in the ball game. The World of Cheese will have 1 opportunity to get on the board unless there's a timeout, in which they'll get 2. Conspicuous Disunion sets up to screen out the pitch against these elves. Three-man player advantage for the defense. Here's the kick. If it's not a timeout, that is the game. And it's a quick snap. That won't do it. 2-0 will be the final here. Conspicuous Disunion wins their final game here in regulation in the Spike Magazine Trophy. Congratulations to Chime. And my thanks to both coaches here as James Like Snacks tries to pick up some SPP before they close out their competition here. Boy, this has been an incredibly competitive competition. All 3 divisions have been a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to play against all these great coaches. If you want to play with us, our next open competition starts in just a few weeks. You can head over to our Discord. I'll put a link in the chat. And you can say, hey, Ava, I want to play. Just head on over to the Discord. We have a Blood Bowl channel. Just hit me up. I'm Ava Unit 2. And I'll put you on the list. I'll tell you how to sign up when registration opens. It's super simple to do. You can participate in our next open competition. We have 3 open competitions a season and an invitational at the end. We're in competition number 2 here, just about to close it out. And Dungeon Bowl will be next in a few weeks. I love this game. Blood Bowl is a ton of fun. My thanks to both Chime and James Like Snacks here. This will be the end of their competition, hopefully not the end of their season. It's been a lot of fun watching them play these 2 teams. We don't see a lot of pro elves, right? Oppo stabs us says Dungeon Bowl will be played. It won't be Dungeon Bowl. It will be Blood Bowl. But yeah. Black Wolf says I'm still struggling against the Eternal League versus AI, so I'm not ready for MAML. No pressure, of course, but I would politely argue that training on the AI is not going to help you. But you know what? I understand the pressures of competitive play, so no worries at all. But yeah, so that'll do it for this evening. Here's the Division A as it stands right now. So the NC Snakes at the top of the leaderboard with 19 points. MAML Nightmare in second place. Those top 2 spots are guaranteed to make the cut. And then if you remove the top 2 teams from each of the 3 divisions, smush everybody together as if they were in one big leaderboard, then the top 2 teams from that will get the 2 wildcard spots. Minimum cut right now is 14 points, but it's almost certainly going to be higher after some of these Division C games are played. Let's take a look at the schedule before we leave for the evening. Coming up next, we have a lot of games this week. I know, right? Division A has been, all 3 divisions have been brutal, or competitive, I should say. Lots of games airing this week. Next up, tomorrow, Tuesday, August 26th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4. We're going to have the Goddard Gets versus the Remnants of Valor, Cobblestorm versus S Beaver. That's Goblins versus Humans. And then this Thursday, we have a triple header starting at 9 o'clock p.m. Again, that's UTC -4. That'll start with MAML Nightmare versus NC Snakes, the top 2 teams in Division A. Festoon versus Moob, that's Necro versus Dark Elves. And then following that game at 10 o'clock p.m., we have the Gutterballs versus the Fishy Fiends over in Division C. 2 high-ranking teams as well. I think that's the number 2 and the number 4 teams. Or the Gutterballs are number 4, Fishy Fiends are number 2. That's El Numerino versus Ajax. That will be Orcs versus Chaos Renegades. And then to close out the evening, starting at 11 o'clock p.m., we have the Goodest Boys Strike Back versus Philosopher's Song. That's the number 2 and the number 1 teams of Division C. Old Gamer Mike versus Spire. That's Necro versus Lizards. 4 more games left to be scheduled in this week. And when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club, here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. I love this game. I hope you love this game too. It's a ton of fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation and Xbox, and the Tabletop Forum at your friendly local game store. Until this Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. I had to double check. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. Play Blood Bowl.